Hey everyone, welcome to GardenFork. Today, no knead bread in your slow cooker. Pretty neat. We've done a bunch of no knead bread videos, they've been very popular, but we're always cooking them in a Dutch oven, right? So you heat up your Dutch oven, you heat up your oven really hot, and you also heat up the house really hot as well in doing that. With this method, which has been popularized by a number of people, but most recently I read about this with my friends on thekitchen.com website. I like that site, by the way. Using your slow cooker for no knead bread. Here we go.
So this is good for summer bread then, right?
Exactly. And there are a couple of trade-offs which we'll talk about as we go along here, but I just want to show you the coolness of this and the wow that I've done this a couple of times now. And we had some of that bread yesterday and you like that.
I did, we had pesto on it.
Yeah. This is our oatmeal whole wheat bread dough recipe, which we already did a video about. The links for that recipe and video are in the show notes here. But I'm going to use this one as a basis to show you the slow cooker, okay? This has been an overnight rise. It looks really good. By the way, using filtered water, if you have city tap water, makes a huge difference with the bread rise. Because of the chlorination of city water, the filter will take the chlorine out and the yeast will work much better.
I bet that's not only a city issue, but a suburban issue.
Right, if you have a municipal water system, a little bit of flour on the top,
A little bit of flour in your shirt.
you're just going to roll this into a ball. It needs a little bit of... And I just turn it and roll, turn it and roll, turn it and roll. And you can see the steel cut oatmeal. You can see it sticking out there. So I take this and put it on a piece of parchment paper and I just tuck it under like this. Slow cooker. And I've got this in like a sling, and that drops in. I tuck the parchment in.
Just like you would in cast iron.
This is so easy. It's like perfect for summer too. And this is a fairly small slow cooker, so it's kind of tight and makes it puff up a little bit, which is really nice.
Why is that really nice?
Because a lot of no knead breads, because it's a big Dutch oven, they're kind of flat. So if you put it in a smaller container, the rise is a little better.
I think you gotta turn your slow cooker on, right?
Right. Plug this puppy in. And then turn this to high. Turn that on high. And then I found that my bread bakes best at 1 hour and 15 minutes, but you check it at 1 hour. Ideally, it's 190 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit with a digital thermometer. I found that my breads are more cooked on the inside at 200 rather than 190. You can go a little higher even if you want. It's going to be a little trial and error, but you get to bake bread and it's fun and it makes the house smell really cool.
So wait, so after an hour you come in and you take the lid off and you put the thermometer in?
Right, I'm going to show you how to do that. Bring me the ball. Ready? Timer went off. Oh, that looks great. I bet that's not going to be done enough yet, but let's see here. Yeah, that needs quite a bit more cooking. A bit later. Ooh, that's hot. That's good. Yeah, 200. A little more, 200. Okay. Nice. Now this, as it is just fine, but we're kind of used to bread with a little bit of a browning on the top, which is what the Dutch oven does. So we're going to pop this puppy into the broiler, and we're going to toast the top.
How long are you gonna leave it in there for?
Not long enough to walk away, like I usually do with these things. You know, like a minute or two, I'm going to pop this open and look. And it's like you're toasting bread, because we are literally toasting bread. But I just like a little brown caramelization on the top. So you pull it out of there, you can let it cool for a second, drop it in here, toast it. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Just what Eric does.
You know who actually likes bread the most? Henry!
All right, couple minutes.
Oh, it's much more brown.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
All right, let this cool off and we'll have our taste test. Nice, huh?
Buds.
I don't know, it's just, you made it in your kitchen and it was really easy. And it smells great. When you pull this out of your slow cooker, you have to let it cool off. If you try and cut it right away, it just gets kind of gummy and it ruins the experience.
Don't want that.
Yeah. By the way, if you like what you're seeing here, we put out shows every week. You can subscribe. The subscribe button is somewhere around here. In the show notes, you can also get our email newsletter. You can sign up for that. It's a separate sign up. Link is below.
What do you expect will happen?
I think it's a little underdone, but nonetheless, nice.
How's that crumb?
You know, for making this in a slow cooker, it's an amazing crumb. I think this is really good for like a sandwich loaf kind of thing because the slow cooker has tight sides, at least mine does, and it pushes the rise up a little more. So this is kind of like grilled cheese, PB&Js. I mean, what more is there to life than grilled cheese on homemade bread?
It's a live audience. You like it? You can't talk with your mouth full? Good job.
Again,
He
we
will.
have other bread videos. If the links are working, they're right here. Otherwise, the links from the show notes for no-knead bread, artisan bread in 5 minutes a day, using a Dutch oven, all sorts of methods. I like to bake bread, so I make videos about that as well. And thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Questions or comments below, and I'll answer you, okay? Okay.